Now, as a result of this year-long study, I'm announcing today that we're ending the ban on transgender Americans in the United States military. Effective immediately, transgender Americans may serve openly, and they can no longer be discharged or otherwise separated from the military just for being transgender. Additionally, I have directed that the gender identity of an otherwise qualified individual will not bar them from military service or from any accession program. In taking these steps, we're eliminating policies that can result in transgender members being treated differently from their peers based solely upon their gender identity rather than upon their ability to serve. And we're confirming that going forward, we will apply the same general principles, standards, and procedures to transgender service members as we do to all service members. What I heard from the transgender service members I met with overwhelmingly was that they don't want special treatment. They want to be held to the same standards and be treated like everybody else. As I directed, the study identified practical issues that arise with respect to transgender service, and it developed an implementation plan to address those issues. Let me briefly describe that implementation plan. I want to emphasize that in this case, as in the Department's decisions on Don't Ask, Don't Tell and Women in Service, simply declaring a change in policy is not effective implementation. That's why we have worked hard on the implementation plan and must continue to do so. These policies will be implemented in stages over the next 12 months, starting most immediately with guidance for current service members and their commanders, followed by training for the entire force, and then beginning to access new military service members who are transgender. Implementation will begin today. Starting today, otherwise qualified service members can no longer be involuntarily separated, discharged, or denied reenlistment or continuation of service just for being transgender. Then, no later than 90 days from today, the Department will complete and issue both a Commander's Guidebook for leaders of currently serving transgender members and medical guidance to doctors for providing transition-related care, if required, to currently serving transgender service members. Our military treatment facilities will begin providing transgender service members with all medically necessary care based on that medical guidance. Also starting on that date, service members will be able to initiate the process to officially change their gender in our personnel management systems. Next, over the 9 months that follow, based on detailed guidance and training materials that will be prepared, the services will conduct training of the force, from commanders to medical personnel to the operating force and recruiters. When the training is complete, no later than 1 year from today, the military services will begin accessing transgender individuals who meet all standards, holding them to the same physical and mental fitness standards as everyone else who wants to join the military. Our initial accession policy will require an individual to have completed any medical treatment that their doctor has determined is necessary in connection with their gender transition and to have been stable in their identified gender for 18 months, as certified by their doctor, before they can enter the military. I've directed that this accession standard be reviewed no later than 4 months from today to ensure it reflects what we learn over the next 2 years as this is implemented, as well as the most up-to-date medical knowledge. I've discussed the implementation plan with our senior military leaders, including Chairman Dunford. The chiefs had specific recommendations about the timeline, and I made adjustments to the implementation plan timeline to incorporate those recommendations. The chairman has indicated the services support the final implementation timeline that I've laid out today. Overall, the policies we're issuing today will allow us to access talent of transgender service members to strengthen accomplishment of our mission, clarify guidance for commanders and military medical providers, and reflect better the Department's and our nation's principles. I want to close by emphasizing that deliberate and thoughtful implementation will be key. I and the senior leaders of the department will therefore be ensuring that all issues identified in this study are addressed in implementation. I'm confident they can and will be addressed in implementation. That's why we're taking the step-by-step approach I've described. And I'm 100% confident in the ability of our military leaders and all our men and women in uniform to implement these changes in a manner that both protects the readiness of the force and also upholds values cherished by the military: honor, trust, and judging every individual on their merits. I'm also confident that we have reason to be proud today of what this will mean for our military, because it's the right thing to do, and it's another step in ensuring that we continue to recruit and retain the most qualified people. And good people are the key to the best military in the world. Our military